Hi, everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic Friday. I am pretty excited about opening National Treasures basketball, but you know what? We may not be able to. At least we may not be. It's may gonna have to be moved to a later time slot. I don't know. The person who won the Dallas Mavericks has not paid for their bid, and they don't answer any messages. And you know what? Most of the time, I'll break stuff when things aren't paid, but I cannot break National Treasures basketball without that spot being paid and sold. So the situation is this. If someone is interested in buying the Dallas Mavericks spot in National Treasures basketball, let me know. The bid amount on eBay that is currently setting unpaid was, I believe, $1,125. Now you know why we can't just let that ride. I have already tried to reach out to the underbidder on eBay. I did that actually about 45 minutes ago because I just had a feeling about this one tonight. And I haven't gotten any response from the underbidder. And as of this moment in time, it is still sitting unpaid. So what we will do, if one of you wants the Mavericks in National Treasures basketball, then we could go ahead and, sell it here and break it first up tonight. If no one here wants to pick up the Mavericks tonight in National Treasures, then first thing we can do is move it to the second break of the evening instead of being the first break of the evening and give this guy more time to pay. If he still hasn't paid by that point, I don't really know what we would do. It would be a first. But, I just don't understand why people bid on this stuff with no intention of paying for it. But I had that feeling when I saw that bid. I had that feeling. Not a guy in his feedback who looks like he does a lot of breaks. And so I immediately reached out to him. He doesn't answer me. Underbidder didn't want the team or hasn't replied to the message or hasn't seen the message. So that's where we sit, needing to find a home for the Dallas Mavericks in National Treasures basketball. And so if someone wants that team, please jump in here and let me know. If you don't, I will potentially have to move the break entirely until I can get that, until I can get that team resold. All right, anyway, let's go forth with what we can do right now. And I was so excited about getting into National Treasures tonight, and I'm so unbelievably bummed that this person is not paying for their team. But anyway. All right, so feedback 100% automated on eBay. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return. That way you don't ever have to wait on me. And of course, as always, I do thank you for bidding and breaking with me, and especially for everyone who actually pays for what they buy, which, as it turns out, was everyone tonight except for the biggest bid of the entire evening. Yeah, we know how that goes. Taking a look right now at breaks that are listed on eBay. This is the stuff we're going to be breaking over the course of the next 5 days. So tomorrow night, Saturday night, it's going to be TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys. Full case break. It's break number 1, and we're going to do, yeah, you got it, a full case of autographed football jerseys. We will also open a half case of Gypsy Queen baseball, which happens to be the back half of a case that we started a few days ago. On Sunday, we will start at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, and open a 20-box case of Honors football. That is the last of the Honors that I have. We'll also open a 6-box half case of Bowman baseball. That's the back half of a case. On Monday night, Triple Play baseball. That is a memorabilia break. It's got three autographed memorabilia items in there, a jersey, a baseball, and a photograph. Following that will be another 5-box case of our TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, and then another break of National Treasures basketball by the full case on Monday night. Tuesday, we are looking at Flawless Football half case break number 4, And Contenders Draft Picks will break again on Tuesday night. We're going to break it tonight, but of course tonight it was sold by first letter of last name. On Tuesday night, we're going to break it by teams, and undrafted free agents will have a separate bidding spot. On Wednesday, that is the new release day for Score Football. That thing is a monster, and it has, I don't even know how many cards in a case. Like so many. Like 5,000 cards in a case, I think. But I'm going to stupidly break a half case, which will be like 2,500 cards. So we're going to start early at 8:45 Eastern because it's going to take us forever to do that. And veteran base cards have their own bidding spot. They will not ship to the team bidding spots. So team bidding spots are going to get rookie cards, inserts, parallels, numbered cards, autograph cards, relic cards, anything that like that. But any veteran base is going to go to its own bidding spot for that Score Football half case break on Wednesday night, which is its release night. So here's what you need to know about tonight. NT basketball, if we end up getting to break it tonight, and Contenders Draft Picks football, anticipating getting out the door to you roughly Tuesday. If I can get something out faster than that, I will absolutely do it. And of course, if things go, off the rails, it could always slide a day later, but I think that's pretty reasonable estimation there. Now, consolation cards. If you're in one of these breaks tonight and you get skunked, you don't hit anything at all, not a base card, not one single thing, you are entitled to consolation cards. They can be from any year and any series, and I keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. Because these are paid shipping breaks tonight, if you get skunked, your consolation cards will go ahead and ship when the rest of the break ships. So that's how all of that works. Now, let me bring you back over here to me for a minute. And DJ says, what am I willing to sell the Mavericks for? So you can see if there's any interest in the room. I would talk about, hang on a second. Mark, we're not opening we're not opening a 10-box case of honors. We're opening a 20-box case of honors. I thought that's what that said. Yeah. 20-box case of 2018 honors football full case break. Yeah, that's what it says. So Mark, I don't know where you got 10 boxes, but we've opened that a bunch. I'm like 99% sure that's a 20-box case, but I haven't opened it in a while, so I will go back and double check it, but I don't think that's a 10-box case. I think that is a 20-box case. Pretty sure it is. Okay, so DJ Crew, you were asking me about what we could sell the Mavericks for tonight. I don't want to absolutely take a bath on it, so the guy bid $11.25, maybe $1,000 or thereabouts, but I don't really want to. I don't want to just give it away for the sake of giving it away. Because if worse comes to worse, I could always list it as a one-day auction and it would end tomorrow night. Of course, it wouldn't end. I wouldn't be able to list it until we finish these breaks. So it would end late tomorrow night and we would break it late tomorrow, I guess, after everything else broke at the worst case scenario. But otherwise, maybe this guy will man up here and pay for his bid while we're doing the football break for Contenders, unless, of course, somebody in here wants it. But yeah, guys, I'm definitely not going to suddenly, say $600 or $700 or anything like that. So if you guys want to get somewhere close to what the bid amount was, which was $11.25, if somebody wants to offer something close to that, then yeah, feel free to jump into chat and offer it. And, we can, go ahead and move it that way. But in the absence of that, we'll probably have to wait and see if either this guy decides to pay it or if the underbidder wants it or something. Hang on a minute. Looks like the underbidder may take it. So let me see if he's still online. If you guys will just hang tight for a second here. It looks like he may take it. And I think that he may, which would be the best of all possible worlds. And oh, I see what you're saying, Mark. So it is a 20 box case. I hadn't lost my mind. Sorry, when I was multitasking, I thought, oh Lord, did I like mess that up? I see now. Nelson had asked you about it, about saying he thought it was a 10 box case. I gotcha. I'm a little slow on the uptake. All right, so guys, if you'll and gals, if you will just hang on here for a few minutes. I know this is like the crap part of breaking when people don't pay, and I'm sorry about that. But I do want to wait and see if this guy is online right now. If he is and he can take care of it at the second chance offer right now, then maybe we can get this rolling on out of here and on time. And still break it first, I mean. All right, so in the meantime, maybe should we start the other? Should we start contenders, or should I'll give this guy a minute or two, see if he's still on and can answer the question here. I've been watching the draft, of course. I've had 2 of my UK guys go, but I was really disappointed last night that Josh Allen fell as far as he did. He ended up going 7th to Jacksonville, but gosh, they had talked about him being as high as 2nd or 3rd or something like that. So I was really disappointed to see that happen. Let me message this guy back again too. Yeah, he must not see the messages right away, because I originally sent him that first message like almost an hour ago, and he just replied to it. So I think he is going to pick it up, but it doesn't look like he's going to see the message probably right away. So maybe we just, rather than sit here and watch paint dry, maybe we just go ahead and move forward and do the contenders football break first. How you guys feeling about that, guys and gals, I should say? I just generically, I use guys. I'm thinking maybe that's what we do. So in that vein, let's go ahead and take a look at this. It is a 12-box case of 2019 Contenders Draft Picks football. It's a full case break. It's break number 2. So, of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay the 26th. This break started at 9 Eastern. We've been trying to get the Mavericks sold in National Treasures basketball. So for those of you here for National Treasures, we're just going to move that to the second break. And meanwhile, we're looking currently at the spreadsheet for Contenders Draft Picks football, which of course spot sold by first letter of the last name, which means, if we pull Josh Allen, it would go to the A's. There are some guys in here that happen to be hyphenated last names. And if we find one of those, like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, it would go to the A because his last name is Arcega-Whiteside. Ratliff Williams would go to the R. Yasin would go to the Y, and so on. You notice there the background went out of focus a little bit. That was on purpose. Don't worry, though. We're still going to be able to see our cards and things with no problems. So right now, here's our status regarding National Treasures basketball. It looks like the underbidder would like to pick up the team, but I haven't yet gotten a reply telling me that they are, online and ready to go. So we are, I think, just going to go ahead here and get contenders done. We'll revisit that. I will stop and send a second chance offer, though. Maybe the guy will see the second chance offer even if he doesn't see the message. And then we'll hopefully make connections with him and be able to still break NT basketball tonight. So let me get that done real quickly, and then we'll be ready to move on. And of course, naturally, I try to send the message or the second chance offer. Oh, you have to log in again to eBay. Okay, really? Like I'm logged in. I don't know why eBay makes you log in so many times, but they do. All right, let's get that sent off to him. Now we will go ahead with what we have going here and just wait for this to transpire. I'm going to tell him I sent him one more message, sent the offer. Lots of typos in there, but he'll know what it says. Okay, so here we go, kids. Moving on down the line. You were the second chance offer. Yay! I just sent you your second chance offer. J-Dog, I'm so glad you're here in chat. That makes life so much easier. I just sent that to you, man. So you should have it about any time, I think. Should be show up in your messages on eBay. All right, so you guys are saying, well, we can do NT first if he gets this squared away. So, J-Dog, can you let me know when you have that sorted out? And when you do, if you do, we can just set these boxes aside as long as I don't have the plastic cut on them, which right now I don't. Then we could go ahead and do NT first, sort of as planned, a little bit later than planned, but otherwise as planned, I guess. I know, we're in a holding pattern. We're just in a holding pattern at the moment. Possibly going to be this Contenders and possibly not. Possibly got to be NT first. We're just kind of holding tight here to see where things end up. Bobby and is that Bakey or Baki? How do you pronounce that? You know I'm terrible, absolutely terrible with name pronunciation. But anyway, you guys are all wishing J-Dog good luck with his second chance offer. I concur. I hope that the mojo rewards him incredibly well for that. So J-Dog, if you can just let us know as soon as you have gotten the second chance offer and have accepted it and paid it and all that, that would be fantastic. It should be sitting there waiting for you in eBay. Philip, I don't remember what the Sun sold for, but I can probably look it up for you while we're waiting on this. Meanwhile, I may as well just set the focus back and put the Contenders back over here. If we're gonna, in fact, end up doing NT first, then we'll go back to Contenders. Meanwhile, what have we wasted here? 20 minutes, about. Oh, don't unpaid bidders just kill me. Okay, so you are all good to go. All right, fantastic. Let me just jump in here real quick and update the spreadsheet. Let me make sure I'm spelling your username right, and then I'll put the spreadsheet back up, and we will be able to do NT first. J-Dog, you kind of rock it. You know that, right? All right, let me get back in here. I'm getting us there, guys and gals. Trying, anyway. Oh, weird. Okay. J-Dog, it's not coming up on my side yet, so I guess maybe it just takes it a minute? I don't know. Let's see if I can get it to show up here. Because right now it is not. Wonder why. Okay. Let me get to here. I guess it'll show up here in a minute. I don't know why it's not. eBay is just, I guess, acting stupid tonight for some reason. Come on, eBay. That is the username, right? Did I copy that wrong? I don't think so. No, it's not coming up. I don't know. I don't know why it's not showing on eBay, but you are sure you got it done on my end? No, I haven't refunded it. And I didn't cancel the request either. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of those things. I never even saw it on my side. I have no idea what's going on. That is super weird, but I did not for sure do that. Let me log into PayPal and try to see what's happening there. I've never in my life heard of anything like that happening. But I definitely did not. Now it says cancellation was requested. Did you request? You didn't request cancellation, right? Yeah, I don't see it in PayPal at all, like as in refunded or in here ever at all. So I don't really know what at all is going on. Oh, that was a different breaker. Oh, okay. All right. All right, man. We'll hang tight here then. Let's get our spreadsheet updated up here anyway. Let's, all right, get that in there. Save it. All right, so J-Dog, do you still have the second chance offer? Like you can see it, you know where it is, or you need me to send it again, or what's our situation there? Maybe I'll just try and send it again because I don't know what's going on. All right, we're just gonna try to send it again because some funkiness of some sort is happening. I don't know what it is. All right, I just tried to send it again. So see what that does. See if that's got us perhaps hopefully sorted out. I believe, I hope. Try eBay messages and it should probably tell you in your eBay messages that you have a second chance offer in there, I think. And if not, I should be able to look up an item number for you from my side and just type it in. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. I know this is not fun. I'm sorry. Most things, I let them ride. But on that particular one, I just couldn't. That's too big of a number to let ride out of National Treasures basketball. All right, so I see you accepted it, J-Dog, so we're good there. Just if you can let me know when that is paid, then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, man. I owe you one. Everybody here owes J-Dog some awesome mojo, let me tell you, because him coming in to pick that up means we can go ahead and break NT tonight. We're having to break it a little bit later than we intended, but that's all right. We get to break it. That's the important part. So thank you, J-Dog. We are headed into a 4-box case of 1819 National Treasures basketball. This is full K's break. It's break number 1. It just came out today. And of course, our eBay end date was tonight, Friday night, the 26th. And although we live stream starting at 9, we're going to start breaking at 9:30. How about that? Team names are on the left-hand side. Our winning bidders are on the right-hand side. One change there. The Mavericks reflected as second chance. J-Dog came in as our hero and saved the day there, picking up the Mavericks. Everybody else, you're going to see your team name across, or your bidder name across from your team name. And we are at last ready to go with some NT. What you're going to find here is that, I put the background back out of focus again. But that just means we'll be able to see the cards up closer. And I've been so anxiously awaiting getting into this all day long. I am super glad that we don't have to put it off for another time in the far, far future. J-Dog, this is your first team break. Wow, man, you went all in, brother. Like, that is a heck of a way to start. Do you normally do like player breaks, or do you normally just have you not done breaks at all in the past and you're just kind of getting your feet wet? Or it's a pretty strong entry for just getting your feet wet, so I'm guessing maybe somewhere down the road you have done some other types of breaks, perhaps. He says St. Louis Jinx just says, he's just a gambling man. Right on. Well, and you know what? If he gambles well and hits, I mean, you guys know what these NT Luka cards would sell for. I mean, it's an expensive buy-in, but if you hit one, you're going to make your money back times 5 or 6 or 10, depending on what the card actually, ends up being if we hit it. Oh, J-Dog, you usually do random teams. Okay. Yeah, those are also, of course, very popular with a lot of breakers. I do them occasionally, but usually if we do them as direct breaks. We don't do them here, through eBay, because I find that it seems to confuse people if we do them that way on eBay. I don't really know why it does, but it kind of does. So, St. Louis Jinx said you could have bought a great used car. You mean with his bid, or you mean if he hits in this break? Because if he hits Luka in this break, he could probably buy a pretty nice used car. Depending. I mean, NT prices are insane these days. Okay, so let me get a few sleeves out on the table, and then we're going to dig in and find out if the mojo is going to reward, we hope it does, J-Dog for coming in and saving the day here by picking up the previously unpaid Mavericks. Okay, let's take a look. First up, we see Tobias Harris to 99 for the Clippers with a base card. Second out is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Guess what? Also the Clippers. That's numbered to 99. So, hey, well, if you got the Clippers, at least you know you've got good mojo flowing tonight. That's Bruce Brown. It is to 25 for the Detroit Pistons. And in an odd coincidence, another Pistons card right below that. It's to 99 for Andre Drummond. So back-to-back Clippers followed by back-to-back Pistons. See if it keeps holding. The Celtics with a relic for Gordon Hayward. And it is numbered to, does that say 10 or no? What does that say? 99. Good grief, I'm blind. It says to 99. We have a redemption, but I'm going to leave it right there. We flip all of our redemptions over at the very end of the break, and then we'll go to the Panini website and verify them. Mark Price, Cleveland Cavaliers. That is numbered to 25, and it's a pretty nice relic. Following that is a Legacies, Vince Carter. That's kind of cool, actually. That is numbered to 25 for the Atlanta Hawks. Got a Vince Carter relic and signature. But, you know, I'm not a fan of finding sticker autographs in NT, but that's what that one was. Well, Mavericks, we have a hit. It's, I know you wanted Luka, but at least we know we have you something. It is the baby Greek freak, Kostas Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak's brother, Giannis's little brother, numbered to 99, relic and signature rookie, of course. All right, we have a 1-of-1 printing plate for the Magic with Shaq. This is originally out of 17-18 Immaculate Basketball. So they've been hanging on to that one for a while. So Shaq and the Magic with a 1-of-1 printing plate. Oh yeah, for sure you're going to get a little money back on the RPA for the baby Greek freak. Yeah, absolutely. But I know to cover that bid amount, we need to find Luka for you. I do know that. Brandon Ingram, numbered to 39 for the Lakers with our base card. Behind it, there's your DeAndre Ayton hit for the Suns. Triple relics to 99. Next up is Kevin Garnett to 99. For the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then we have Omari Spellman to 99, Atlanta Hawks, with some relics, trio of relics again. Here come the Clippers, Jerome Robinson on this one. 2 relics to 99, a pair. We have Treasures of the Hall, Mitch Richmond for the Sacramento Kings, numbered to 99. Well, this looks interesting. I don't know who's on here, though. I can just tell the team. It's the Lakers to 99. Oh, okay. Well, it's Eldon Campbell. Usually when I see Lakers and National Treasures, you know, I start thinking we're going to have a woohoo one, but, you know. Then we have, for the Rockets, numbered to 25, Ralph Sampson. That's a nice little throwback hit. Cavaliers are here again, numbered to 49, with what I have to say is a fantastic relic for the Cavs. It's really nice. Colin Sexton. And then our 1-of-1 printing plate approaching. And it is for the Pacers, and originally out of 17-18 NT. So the Pacers with a little 1-of-1. Oh, J-Dog, no, we don't want to think that other RPA for Kostas means that you're not going to hit one for Luka. No, we don't want to think that. we want to think we're going to hit it still yet, because we might. Buddy Hield to 99, Sacramento Kings. All NBA materials, AD to 99 for Nola. Embiid coming up around the corner here for Philly. The 76ers, numbered to 25 with the Embiid relic. T-Wolves, Jeff Teague to 99. Drew Holiday for NOLA. Century Materials, also to 99. I see a little Bill Cartwright. Chicago Bulls to 99. Oh, you know I'm going to butcher his last name. We're just going to call him Tony. It's to 99. It's also the Bulls. Back-to-back Bulls. What's up with all the back-to-back hits in this particular case? Another sticker on this one, but it's Grant Hill to 99. Detroit Pistons. We have another redemption. So now we have two waiting to flip at the end of the break. And here comes another one-of-one printing plate for the Magic. This is Wesley Iwundu, and it's out of 1718 NT. So a pair of one-of-one printing plates have come out for the Magic. J-Dog says, Kukoc. You know what? I will try to remember that, J-Dog, but one thing you will learn is about me, if you're here very much, is that I am horrible with pronouncing names. And even when I hear them pronounced and I know how they should be pronounced and I can hear them in my head or I see them phonetically spelled out, I still am really likely to butcher it. I don't know what, I have like a mental problem with name pronunciation. Gary Harris to 99 for the Nuggets. For the 76ers, this is numbered to 99, Embiid. The worst for me, J-Dog, was Semi Ojeleye for the Celtics. I cannot tell you how long it took me to get his name where I could pronounce his name, and I'm still not sure I pronounced it correctly. I mean, like, I had to just say it over and over and over and over, and it's still just, I mean, it took me forever. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that stuff. Numbered to 10, it is Steve Nash for the Phoenix Suns. Chicago Bulls hit again to 99, Lauri Markkanen relic. Here come the Suns again. This is Mikal Bridges to 99. Following that is Harrison Barnes to 99. There's another Dallas Maverick. At least we're not sending you home empty-handed. I know we haven't hit who you wanted yet, but at least we managed to get you a pair of autographs, so I do feel a little better about that. Gordon Hayward, Celtics to 49, Game Gear. You've got a relic and an autograph, but man, Panini and their stickers, these should not be in products that are this expensive. That's my thought on stickers. Sticker autographs, I mean, of course. Numbered to 99. I love that for the Heat. D. Wade, baby. In his farewell tour year, you get a little D. Wade ink for the Miami Heat. Love that hit. Oh, I love this hit too. Oscar Robertson for the Bucks to 25. Fantastic. Love me some Oscar Robertson now. So Milwaukee coming on strong here at the end with Oscar. Our one-of-one out of this box heads to the Jazz with Rudy Gobert. And what was that originally out of? 1718 Immaculate. Before we recap it, though, guess what? We have got two relics. Let's try that again. We've got two redemptions that we need to flip over, find out who we're going to make happy with these, and then we'll go to the Panini website, verify the team, even though we're probably going to know it. We'll verify it there, and we'll also find out what these are going to be numbered to. So first around here is Chris Mullin. Card set just says signatures, and the card number is 17. Our second one, Charles Barkley. Woohoo, baby, Sir Charles. Ooh, and it's gold. Hometown Heroes gold. Oh, that's going to be nice. Is he the Suns or the Sixers in here? Does anybody know? Has anybody looked? We're about to go look, but I don't know which he is. He could be either one, but we're going to find out. But Sir Charles coming on strong, right? Let me get you on the same page I'm on so we can go find it. We're gonna look up Charles first because I really want to see that one the most. So there you go. Hometown Heroes Gold is where we're headed to. Card number 2, Sir Charles is a 76er in here. Woohoo! And it's to 10. Charles bringing it home for Philly. Love it. And next we are going to go look up, who do we have? Chris Mullin. That's just card set signatures. So let's go get Chris Mullin all happily verified here. I got so excited by Charles Barkley. I forgot we have to still do Chris Mullin. He's card number 17. Mr. Chris Mullin is number 299. All right. So let me get him all labeled up here as well. And then we're going to recap this bad boy. Recap our case number 1 of NT. St. Louis Jinx, you were looking for Kevin Knox. You know what? I wish we had hit him. University of Kentucky is my alma mater. So I love all the ex-UK guys, of course, in the NFL because I, went to school there. So yeah, I would love to have hit that Kevin Knox for you, but... And St. Louis Jinx, you were on the money. He was indeed a 76er in here for Sir Charles. You were definitely on it. Hey, J-Dog, thank you. You know what? We didn't have to wait on... We're happy to wait on you, my friend. You bailed me out on the non-paying bidder. I appreciate you very much, as does, I'm sure, everybody else in the room, so... All right, let's recap it. A Charles Barkley Redemption Hometown Heroes Gold on the checklist as the 76ers, numbered 210. Then the Chris Mullin, numbered to 99, GSW, Golden State Warriors. 1/1 printing plate, Rudy Gobert, Jazz. Sentimental favorite, Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat. One of a couple that we managed to eke out for the Dallas Mavericks, that one was Harrison Barnes. Gordon Hayward to 49 came out for the Celtics. 76ers with an Embiid relic to 25. But you don't care about that now that you have Sir Charles. You're like, yeah, an Embiid relic. Who cares? I know it's all worth money, but you know what I mean. Anthony Davis, Nola relic to 99. 1/1 printing plate for the Pacers. That would be Ike. Blah, 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 blah. I can't pronounce his last name. Kostas Antetokounmpo to 99. That's a nice little RPA for the Dallas Mavericks. Number to 25, it's the Hawks and Vince Carter. Lasting legacies to 25, it's Mark Price for the Cavs. I don't know if I said Cavs twice. I might have. Celtics, Gordon Hayward relic, numbered to 99. The Detroit Pistons to 99, Andre Drummond relic. Then we have ourselves another Detroit Piston. That's a Bruce Brown relic. It was numbered to 25 because you managed to get all 3 colors in it. So... Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, that's a Kentucky guy, ex-Kentucky guy. Clippers, it was numbered to 99. Sweet little Oscar Robertson to 25 for the Bucks. Very nice. Phoenix Suns, Mikal Bridges to 99. For the Chicago Bulls, you have Lauri Markkanen to 99. Sixers with another appearance here. To 99, Embiid. The Cleveland Cavaliers to 49, Colin Sexton. Throwback ink to 25 for the Rockets, Ralph Sampson. Next up for the Lakers to 99, it's Eldon Campbell. Treasures of the Hall, Mitch Richmond, Kings to 99. For the Clippers, Jerome Robinson. You got it, to 99. They're like all to 99, aren't they? Amari Spellman. Also, yeah, 99 Hawks. Kevin Garnett, 99 T-Wolves. DeAndre Ayton, 99 Suns. 1 of 1. We get to say some different numbers. Orlando Magic, Shaq, baby. Phoenix Suns to 10, Steve Nash. A little 1 of 1 headed also to the Magic, Wesley Iwundu. Grant Hill, Detroit Pistons to 99. Now, how'd he tell me to say this? All right, I got to think about this because J-Dog typed this out for me. What was it? Kakoch? Kakoch? Was that it? Kakoch? Kakoch? I don't know. See, I told you I'd forget. It's numbered to 99. It's the Bulls. I got closer than I would have without the phonetic spelling, but I probably still didn't get it quite right. Bill Cartwright to 99, Chicago Bulls. Drew Holiday, NOLA to 99. And last but not least, the T-Wolves to 99 with 1 Jeff Teague. So there is National Treasures basketball case number 1 in the books. I have a couple more cases of this, not like an extraordinary amount this year, but there are a couple more cases of it that will be breaking in the days ahead. So if you're interested in NT, we'll have a little more fun with it in the upcoming days. Meanwhile, we can get ourselves back over here headed to the Contenders side of town. So, you know what? You might have missed this earlier because, good grief, we spent a while before we got started tonight trying to get that Mavericks mess straightened out. So, that's the deal. Going to ship on Tuesday at the latest, I would imagine. I hope I can get it out to you sooner than that, but it shouldn't be any later than that. And, of course, if you got skunked in NT or if you get skunked in what we're about to do here with Contenders Draft Picks, you will still get consolation cards in the mail, and they will ship out with the rest of the break because it's a paid break. All right, so it is a 12-box case of Contenders Draft Picks football. This is done by first letter of the last name, so pretty simple. If we find hyphenated names, and there are plenty of them, like Ratliff Williams, it would go to the R. Yasin will go to the Y. Arcega Whiteside to the A, so on and so forth. And, of course, this also ended tonight on eBay. And the next time we do Contenders Draft, which will be in a few days, we're going to break it by teams because by then the draft will be done. We'll know where everybody's going. Now you figure, oh, these boxes are here by magic. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, if you jumped in late, we took all these out of the case already back at the very start of the break because I thought I was maybe going to have to break this first and wait for the other, the original bidder to see if they were going to pay for the Mavericks, etc. So we had this out of the case and we were getting ready to try and break it when our second chance bidder jumped in and saved the day and picked up the Mavericks out of NT, and then we were at that point able to go on with NT. So that's why these boxes were already out of the case, and I just stacked them up there while you were looking at the spreadsheet. Yeah, trying to get ahead of the game, so to speak. We are looking for 6 autographs per box. It's basically 1 per pack. And there'll be a few little inserts and numbered things in here, too, along the way, I expect. And other than that, it's a lot of base in here. A lot of base. And a few inserts and a few numbered things. And then our autographs. Gina, you said you were watching the Dolphins rule the draft. Okay, well, tell me who you drafted. Tell me who you drafted, man. Oh, and St. Louis Jinx, you said there are so many guys to collect from UK. Oh, for sure. For sure. We've got a lot of guys in the NBA. I'm kind of excited that we've had 2 guys drafted in the NFL. I'm going to have some UK guys to collect in the NFL. So I'm kind of psyched about that. I should have a few more this year, too, drafted. Not just him, or those 2. Lonnie Johnson went tonight. I don't know who's been drafted in the last little bit because, of course, I was getting the spreadsheet ready and then we did the break. This one is number 223. You know why? Because it's cracked ice. Yeah, it is. It is David Long for the L bidding position with a little cracked ice. Got loads of inserts, and a bunch of our inserts are going to have 2 different positions on them. Most of the time, 2 different teams. Ditto here, okay? So that particular one maybe had the same team, but a lot of them have different teams. So all of those ones, actually, let's just do that now. All of those that have 2 teams on them, we'll just leave them sitting right up here in our housekeeping area, because at the end of the break, we'll use random.org to figure out where those are going to be sent off to. So that's how that's going to go. Devin, we did just finish up National Treasures. It got a little bit of a late start, but we did get it broken. Our underbidder came in and picked up the Mavericks mercifully, and so we were able to go ahead and break it, and we just finished it up about 3 or 4 minutes ago. Zach Gentry for the G's comes out next. Gina, you said nobody traded the 60-second. Wait a minute, what? You traded the 60-second pick for Rosen, and a 5th rounder got Rosen and a pick. What? I don't understand. I don't understand that. Oh, nobody had traded for Rosen, you mean, within the first 2 rounds. So the Dolphins picked him up for a 5th rounder? Is that what you're saying? I think you're telling me the Dolphins picked up Rosen, which is good. That's good. They've been trying to get him. They've been trying to trade a deal for him, and you could use him for sure. Jerry Tillery for the T's out next. And just by the way, the next time we break this, because it is going to be a team break by then, not a last name break, we will have a bidding spot for undrafted free agents, just as an FYI. This is numbered to 99, Odell Beckham Jr. for the Bees. Devin, you are asking if there were any hits for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Is that cut weird? I guess not. Look like it. I guess it's not. I don't think so. Not that I recall. There are only 4 base cards, and I don't think they were any of the base cards, and I don't think they were any of the hits either that I recall. Brett Ripon, that is for the R's. It is numbered to 15. Oh, I got you, Gina. You didn't draft anybody. You traded your 62nd pick, and you got Rosen and a 5th rounder in return for your 62nd pick. See, I'm a little slow today. I'm sorry, Gina. I tell you what, I am off my game a little bit. I'll freely admit it. That whole, bidder not paying for the Dallas Mavericks and NT debacle got me a little twisted up in my head mentally. But we got it all sorted. So, well, then that's a great deal. Yeah, that'll work well for you all. Antoine Wesley, that is numbered to 10, headed to the W's. Because, I mean, you've been trying to work a deal, apparently, I think, what they said since yesterday, to get Rosen, and Arizona asked for a 1st rounder, and you guys just said no way. So for you to just basically hold out an extra day, cost you a 2nd round pick, which you turn into Josh Rosen, and a 5th round pick, that's, I think, a pretty good return on investment. Damian Harris to 25, that is for the H bidding position. Well, the last I saw, he had not yet been drafted, but I'm assuming he will be, somewhere probably 3rd, 4th round. Yeah. That's kind of the sweet spot, it seems like, for running backs. A lot of them go in that 3rd, 4th round kind of time frame. Oh, Gina, I don't think you must not have had anything in NT because everything was paid except for the Mavericks, and then our second chance, our eBay bidder picked them up as a second chance on eBay. So that's that was the only one that was sitting tonight, was that one. Everything else was squared away. So you must have gotten outbid, Gina. I'm sorry. Sorry. Or maybe you're glad. I don't know. I don't know what teams I don't know what teams you were bidding on. You might be glad if they didn't hit. You'd be like, yeah, thank goodness. Trayvon Williams, W, and that is numbered to 25. We've got a lot of nice low numbers coming out of here. Trayvon has been drafted, I believe. I think he went today, didn't he? I think I remember hearing his name. Josh Oliver for the O's. Tell you who I was surprised by. I really did think that Drew Lock would have gone a little sooner than he did. At least he got off the board fairly early in the second round, but I kind of had him pegged as maybe a late first rounder. Kind of surprised that there wasn't more interest in him. Nick Mullins, the M's. Woohoo! Cracked ice again, baby, to 23 with Nick Mullins. So, yeah, sometimes the draft doesn't go the way we think it's going to. Certainly didn't for my man Josh Allen. I was super bummed that he fell all the way to 7th. I'm sure he was too, but he'll make some people pay on a Sunday. You said not just that they traded back to 62, they swapped with the Saints, moved back 20 spots, and then traded. Well, even better. Karen Higdon, or Karan, or whatever. Anyway, Higdon is the important part, and that's an H. Oh, Devin must not have the volume on, or he would have heard me answer that question about his Oklahoma City Thunder. And I think Gina answered him earlier, too, but he probably missed it in chat. So I guess it doesn't do me any good to say it again verbally because he must have the volume down. Oh, but Mickey typed it in. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you. Darius Slayton for the S. Oh, he lost the connection. Oh, that's a drag, man. Mobile device, probably. I hate when that happens. A game day ticket. Also for the W's, there's Trayvon Williams again. And, why is that not numbered? Yeah, it is. I couldn't find it. It's way down there at the bottom to 15. There we go. It took me a minute to find it, but we did. That's the important part. A hyphenated name. Gardner Johnson is the last name. So the first letter of the last name is G. Chauncey Gardner Johnson, headed to the G's. All right, rocking and rolling right on through. This stack is going to be enormous by the time that we are finished because it's got two different players on each one of those cards. Or sometimes it's a player and a coach. But at any rate, two different bidding entities. So that whole stack will divvy up at the end. Gina, you're asking about my... Devin, I didn't say that you were stupid. I said you lost connection, and I'm sorry that you lost connection, man. I didn't say that you were... Nobody said you were stupid. I said he must not be able to hear us, so if somebody would type it in, and then someone did. So, I'm sorry, Devin, if you were offended by that. Was it intended in whatever way that you apparently took it? But at any rate, I was just asking them if they would help out and type it in for you, since I did not think you could hear the volume. That's all. Deontay Thompson for the T's. That is numbered to 15. Gina, my thoughts on the Steelers trading way up. I like the pick. I don't know that he's like a day one ready kind of guy. I mean, he is, but he isn't. I do think he needs a little work. That is numbered to 10, and it's Kerryon Johnson for the Jays. But I do like the pick. I hate what we had to give up in return to get it, honestly. But listen, we have a big need at inside linebacker, so if the kid works out, then it's worth it. And we just have to hope the kid's going to work out, you know, because we definitely needed the help. Is Kyler Murray, baby. There you are if you have the M's. The man of the hour, Kyler Murray. Next up is Greg Dortch for the D's. Might be the first time we've pulled him out of here. I don't remember seeing him out of the first case. We could have, but I don't really think we did. This is David Sills for the S bidding position. And it's Josh Jacobs with a 1 of 1 on a game ticket with a hollow foil finish. 1 of 1 down there at the bottom, headed out to the Jays. He went, Raiders? Did Josh Jacobs, I think, been drafted by the Raiders. Of course, again, they're, not sorting to teams tonight, sorting to last names, but just as an aside, didn't he go to the Raiders? I think he did. I might have somebody else in my mind, but I think it's him. I'll have to start cramming here over the weekend and learning all my draft picks and their associated teams. Drew Sample for the S. Andy Isabella for the I's. All right, onward and upward we go. Actually, I'm going to stack the 1 of 1 with our other numbered cards. That way, I think it'll make recapping easier if we do it like that anyway. You think DK Metcalf will go to the Seahawks with the last pick of the second round? You know what? He has really come down the board a lot. He had an excellent combine, and I'm surprised, frankly, that he's as far down as he is. I really would have thought he would have been off the board already. So, yeah, maybe. Maybe. We hope. That is where he went? Okay, to the Seahawks. Good call on that. Dwayne Haskins for the H. It's numbered to 25. That is a nice hit. Of course, Haskins ended up going Redskins. A little farther down than I think he thought he was going to go to. Really, Daniel Jones kind of surprised everybody. I'm really shocked that Daniel Jones went where he did. Dax Raymond for the R. And Drew Lock, even though he fell into the second round. Denver's probably a pretty good situation for him because they brought Flacco in there, so you don't have to worry about trying to carry the team. And I mean, Flacco, even though he's boring, is probably a pretty good one to learn from, I expect. So he can kind of sit in behind Joe and learn and maybe not be thrown right into the fire. I think that might be a good spot for Drew Lock to have landed. To 99, you have Jonathan Abram for the A's. You said his shuttle run was as bad as Tom Brady's. He can't move horizontally. Well, I mean, you know, Tom Brady maybe didn't have a great combine, but he certainly has had a great career. So combine doesn't tell us everything we have to know. Johnny Dixon with the D. But of course, you know, it is often a good indicator, a good predictor, but we'll see how it shakes out, I guess. But of the spots where Drew Lock could have landed, I think that's probably a pretty decent one, considering you've got Flacco to handle business and you can just kind of sit back and learn. DeMarcus Lodge for the L. Whoops, that's another two-person card came out of there really fast. Next up, it is Emmanuel Hall for the H. All right. You liked Locke going to the Broncos because you didn't want to go to the Raiders or Tampa. Yeah. I mean, the Raiders, I don't know. I mean, I think the Raiders have drafted pretty well except for the first round. I didn't really get taken Pharrell. I didn't get that. I'm surprised that they made that choice. I think that maybe if there is a draft pick that the Raiders will possibly regret this year, I think it'll be that one. Maybe not, but it seemed like a big time reach to me. Especially considering who else was on the board at the time. But outside of that, there are other picks in the first round I thought were pretty good. And they have a lot of draft capital this year, so who knows what they're doing up there, though, man. Gruden's got his own little plan. I know that Toronto Blue Jays game, I said, like, I couldn't wait to watch the Blue Jays game, and then, don't you know, I got all sidetracked with work and the break and everything else, and I didn't get to see it. And Nelson is telling us that Vlad Jr. had the game-winning hit. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Of course, everybody's been so excited waiting for baby Vlad to come up and anxiously awaiting his arrival today, since they announced on Wednesday that he would come up tonight, presumably for good. Foster Moreau with the M. And I am really glad to hear that that's how his first game went. Nelson, how was the rest of the game for him? I mean, did he have what else? How did he look overall? Just play like you're a sportscaster, Nelson. Do the work. Give us all the facts. You don't have to, man. If you want to, that'd be awesome, but you don't, have to. I can look at it later if you don't want to. That is numbered to 18, and it is Terry Baker, and that's like a throwback. Terry Baker is. I don't even remember who Terry Baker played for, to tell you the truth. Trace McSorley for the M's. Another cracked ice. Woohoo! Not too shabby there with a cracked ice McSorley. And this is Jalen Smith for the S. And daggone, that's another cracked ice right behind it. Back-to-back cracked ice. This has been quite a good little case for cracked ice coming out, isn't it? Had quite a number of them already. We still have a bunch to go here. He went 0 for 3 until the end, but he did get some good pops on foul balls. Well, hey, listen, he went 0 for 3, but at the end he hits the game winner. That's probably an okay way to start your big league career. Antoine Wesley, W. So good for him. I'm excited for Vlad. Benny Snell Jr. from my University of Kentucky Wildcats. Headed to the S with also a cracked ice. Did this whole box just give us like 3 cracked ice out in a row out of one box? Or I think it did, didn't it? Did it just give us 3? Or 4? A bunch. All out of one box. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Nelson, you said you almost bought every spot because it's the last time we're doing letters until next year. Yeah, you're right. It is. We're switching back to the team format after this. So, yeah. You like doing it by the letters because you get a chance to really rack up on the hits, huh? Yeah, for real. Gina said, you've written out what somebody said about Vlad. Strong showing. Vlad comes from a strong bloodline and is a real gamer. Tremendous potential. Blue-collar guy. Brings his lunch. 5-tool player. Your assessment of him. Well, I would say all of that is quite accurate. Yeah, Vlad is going to be a really exciting and fun to watch, I think. I'm glad he's healthy and they got him called up. Tonight you have BFHR, ST, W, O, and L. Oh man, you got a lot. I knew you had a bunch, Nelson. Couldn't remember exactly how many. Jacques Patrick for the P's. Yeah, actually, I was surprised. I really thought that because Kyler did end up being picked number 1, kind of like we thought that he would, and he did. But I was surprised to see that the M bidding position actually sold for less tonight after he was officially drafted than it did before when we were just guessing he was going to go number 1 overall. So I thought that was interesting. Penny Hart for the H bidding position. But of course, you never know how any of it's going to shake out until we actually get these kids on the field. But that's what makes it fun to do it early in the year. Speculating. Taylor Rapp for the R's. Terry McLaurin for the M. Next up is Devin Singletary for the S. And LJ Scott for the S. Oh, who just got drafted? Devin Singletary just got drafted. Where did he go, Nelson? Yes, Holyfield is in this draft, Gina. I mean, he hasn't been drafted yet unless it happened since the last opportunity that I had to look at it. But, you know, obviously I haven't been watching it for the last few hours, but Holyfield hadn't gone yet at the last point that I saw, anyway. Oh, Singletary and McCallum both just got drafted. Okay. Excellent. Bruce Anderson for the A. TJ Hawkinson. He was the first tight end off the board, round one, relatively early round one pick for the H. Of course, we expected him to be the first tight end off the board, and he was. Devin White, W. And that one is numbered to 99. Little hollow foil finish on it. Jacoby Myers for the M. Oh, he signed like way up there in the corner. He almost signed, it kind of did maybe sign off the sticker in one little spot. Yeah, I hope my Steelers make some good choices in the rounds upcoming, because having to give up our second rounder to trade up, plus we gave up a second. We swapped first round picks this year, gave up our second round pick this year, and gave up, what else? Something for next year, but I don't remember if it was a third rounder or what, all to move up to get Devin Bush. School Colors Drew Lock, speak of the devil, and that is also cracked ice. It is numbered to 23 for the L bidding position. I think you may be glad you have that. I mean, I know we fell a little bit. Didn't get drafted as high as you might have liked, but I think you're probably going to be glad you have that when it's all said and done. Joe Flacco basically left Baltimore with a rookie quarterback breathing down his neck and took his job, and now he's going to be in Denver, where he will have a rookie quarterback breathing down his neck that's going to take his job. Jordan Scarlett for the S bidding position. So, poor Joe Flacco, right? But hey, he won his Super Bowl with the Ravens. He had his glory days. Now he's just got to accept his fate. He's a teacher, he's a role player, and he's going to have to just hang out and wait to retire. Or wait to be overtaken by Drew Lock. One or the other. Oh, the Clippers are beating the Warriors again tonight. What's the score? Oh, Gina, I got to know what the score is of that game. I would just lose it if the Clippers knock out the Warriors. Oh, man, especially because, you know, I mean, they came back from that tremendous deficit. What was that, game 2? Where they were down, I don't even remember now, some incredible number of points, came back and just whipped their butt. Then they lost the next game, and then they came back and whipped their butt again. I love it. The Bills picked up Singletary and the Redskins picked up McAllen. Okay. Nelson says this case is 10 times better than the first one. We've definitely had a lot of cracked ice in this case, Nelson, more than what I think we typically can expect to find in contenders. This particular case has been pretty loaded. McLaurin with the M's. However, the last case did have a Kyler Murray cracked ice, and that probably makes somebody a couple $1,000s right there. So even though the last case didn't have as many cracked ice, it did have one awfully big one in there. Bruce Anderson for the A. Oh, 18-10. Okay, well, you know what? I hope the Clippers win. I really do. First of all, I've got my my UK guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, on the Clippers, so I want him to do well, of course. And then the little kid, the rookie from the Sixers that got traded to the Clippers, Landry Shamet. He's he's been playing pretty well in this series, and just in general, I'm tired of watching Golden State Warriors always in the finals. So there you go. Nick Brossette for the Bees. So, I mean, if you're a fan of the Warriors, it's awesome, and they are truly a modern-day dynasty, it seems, much like the Patriots in football. But also, much like I feel about the Patriots in football, I am tired of watching them win. Would like to see a little new blood, that's all. Mecole Hardman Jr. for the H. Steelers used their third rounder on a wide receiver out of Toledo. Who was it? What was the guy's name? We do need a wide receiver for sure, but I can't think who's out of Toledo. Deontay Johnson. Who is Deontay Johnson? I don't know who that is. Oh, brother. But listen, I will tell you this, Gina. The Steelers are excellent at finding draft value in like rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6. Brian Burns for the Bees /99. I mean, all you have to do is look at Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown and all these other guys that they pulled out of late rounds that certainly were not on anybody's, all-star list headed into the draft. And Steelers knew what they were doing, and they grabbed them, and look what they turned into. Steelers are really, I think, better at mid to late round drafting than they are first round a lot of times. Raquel Armstead for the A. They do their homework, and they usually are pretty spot on when you get into the mid to late rounds. So whoever that is, I got to think they've got a plan for him. He fits the scheme. He fits something. So, Nelson said, why do we need a redemption, Nelson? Nelson says we need a redemption. No, we don't. No, we don't. We like our stuff to be live in here. Or is there somebody in particular you want that is only on a redemption? That could be the case. And then we also need a dual autograph, you said. Okay. Well, I could live with the dual autograph. I like that. I could be about that. Yeah, this is just our second case of contenders. I think it is. I've got quite a bit of it. I've actually got probably more of it than I should have, considering scores coming out on Wednesday. I don't know. I might see if anybody wants part of it. Maybe the card shop or something wants a couple cases of it, and we'll still open 2 or 3 more as well, possibly. Hunter Renfrow for the R. Philip's here. Hi, Philip. You said we need to find a Daniel Jones for you. I know, right? Like his card value just kind of instantly went up when he got drafted so high. Not that he didn't already have interest in his cards. He certainly did, but that increased it. Quadri Allison for the O. But yeah, I would like to find you a Daniel Jones. James Williams for the W. Oh, I wish they didn't have all these two-player cards, though. Those are a pain in the patootie. But it's just part of it. Preston Williams, W. Oh, Nelson's wanting to sell the Daniel Jones we pull for him. Well, there you go. Rashawn Gary for the G's. And that is also cracked ice numbered to 23. We've had an inordinate number of cracked ice come out of this case. I mean, a lot more than we normally have. This has been a quite good case overall. Joe Mixon for the M's. That is numbered to 23. Oh, Gina, you said Doug Baldwin is most likely done. So Doug Baldwin's retiring. They reported that on the draft, did they? Devin Singletary for the S, numbered to 99. All right, we've got 3 left to go. 9 down, 3 to go. I ordered a lot of score this year, too. Like, I don't know why I have so much score. Like, I really don't know why I have so much, because it is terrible to break. Not because what you get in it is terrible. What you get in it's actually pretty cool. It's terrible to break because of the vast number of cards in there. Like, so flipping many cards. There are, let me think about this. There are, I think, 4,800 cards, almost 5,000 cards in a case of score. Right? I mean, that is bigger than, that's like 1.5 cases of Topps Series 1 Jumbo. And, I mean, it's just too many cards. Preston Williams for the W's. Like, why does Panini feel the need to make that case so large? With so many cards, I have no idea. I always dread it every year. I like the product and I like what we pull out of it, but I absolutely hate breaking and sorting it. It's dreadful because of the number of cards. But we're going to do it anyway. Alex Madison for the M's. Gina, you said you're missing something from a package? Okay, well, let me know what it is. If there is something that didn't show up, I'll make sure, check it out. I'll go back and watch the break or the recap or whatever, and the only thing I could think of if something like that were to happen is if I missorted something, but it would be unusual for me to missort a hit. Now, occasionally I'll missort a base card or something and not catch it, but I'm not going to say, obviously, it's not possible. That is DOS for the D. And if that's the case, you know I will get it sorted with you for sure. So if you could just let me know what break we're talking about and what card we're talking about, and I can go back and check it out, and then do what we need to do to get you squared away. Oh, you said you could be wrong. You're old. I'm old too, my friend, so I understand. Tony Pollard with the P. So yeah, just let me know then if you're going to go back and watch it. Then just let me know, and yeah, we'll get you squared if there's something funky has happened. I hope it hasn't, but certainly like anybody else, I can mess something up from time to time. Numbered to 10, that is Kelvin Harmon for the H. Yeah, it's actually been, oh gosh, I can't remember the last time I sorted a hit wrong. I mean, I've done it, but it's been before. I'm not going to say I've never done it. I have done it before, but it's been a very long time. Maybe I'm due. I hope not. Ooh, I'm knocking on wood. Rock Yasin. That is a Y. The elusive Y. Ooh, we got a printing plate. A little 1-of-1 printing plate. Oh, Gina, I tell you what, if you match up the, if you take the tracking number, if you didn't already toss the envelope, if you take the tracking number on the package and then you go to eBay purchase history, you should be able to match up the tracking number with the package to see, like you're thinking if it could be from a different break, you can match up and see which break was in that package. Does that make sense? So our 1-of-1 printing plate is Josh Adams for the A's. Yeah, because if you got a lot of different stuff, you know, coming from me, and especially if it's the same product in more than one break, and yeah, matching up the break number with the tracking number is probably the easiest way to start. Well, how about that? Ask and you shall receive. There is a school color, Daniel Jones to 15. Even better than Cracked Ice to 23 to 15. Woohoo! How about that for you, Philip? Right? You're liking that. Making your life happy right there, I think. On the other hand, Nelson's like, dang, now I'm not going to get to sell the one I had. You know, give to one, take away from the other, I don't know. Finally, we picked a cornerback, Justin Lane. It just popped across my iPad. An alert came up and said, Steelers picked cornerback, Justin Lane. I don't know who Justin Lane is, but we needed a corner. All right. We are on our next to last box here. Justice Hill for the H. Ooh, baby, look at that. That's numbered to 5. Woohoo! Is that, hang on a minute. Is that a scratch on the, oh, it's a scratch on the sleeve. I was like, wait a minute. I wanted to make sure that wasn't a, let's just ditch that sleeve because it had some kind of scratch on it. Now that looks better. Numbered to 5. Justice Hill. Mike Weber for the W's. And that is low numbered as well. It's numbered to 18. As far as our hits go in this case, we've really had a nice run of low numbered hits and cracked ice and generally speaking, pretty good case of cards so far. Caleb Wilson, W's. Next up, Amani Awari. Yeah, okay. It's a W. We just know it's a W. That's no, it's an O. I said a W. It's an O because I said Awari and I had the W in my head. It's an O, an O. Oh, my brain hurts trying to say that name. Yeah, O. Wari. Which I'm suspecting is not even the way you say it anyway. Let's be real. The chances of me getting that right are pretty slim on that particular name. You said a Gettleman fan. Oh, you were talking to, I get it. You were talking to Philip. I was not asking me. I got you. Philip, you say you're glad that you got rid of Odell Beckham Jr. Stanley Morgan Jr. for the M. You know, I'm not sure. We may feel that same way about Antonio Brown. I mean, if he was the problem in the locker room, then yeah, it's good to be moving on from that, despite the fact that he's a very talented guy. But I'm not sure if he was entirely the problem. I definitely was part of the problem, but I don't know if he was the whole problem or not. So, O'Shane Ximenez starts with an X, so it goes to the XYZ bidding position. This, numbered to 99, is Antonio Callaway, the C's. Nelson, did you tell me, I think you did the other day, that you only want your hits and your inserts. Is that right? You don't want your base cards in Contenders Draft. I think that is what you told me the other day. But I just want to make sure that we're still on the same page, that you only want hits and inserts, as in autographs, numbered cards, and I believe you decided regular inserts as well, but not base cards. Okay, all right. I got to try to retain that. Nelson, you need a Bosa. You need a little Nick Bosa. All right, well, let's try it and see. Well, Gina, for sure they did better with Odell on their return than what the Steelers got for Antonio Brown. But that's because Odell Beckham wasn't out there screaming from the street corner that, you know, the Giants suck and I'm never going to play for them again and get me out of there and blah, blah, blah. Whereas Antonio Brown was pretty much doing that. Antonio Brown destroyed his own value. So, and quite on purpose, I believe. So, yeah, he destroyed any return that the Steelers could have gotten for him as well. Byron Murphy for the M. And apparently they had a much better deal, would have been able to get with the Jets, except he refused to play for them, basically. Numbered to 99, Baker Mayfield and the M. So, yeah, AB was a total you-know-what, exiting the Steelers. Odell Beckham Jr., maybe he was ready to get out of New York, but at least he didn't behave the same way. So for sure, they got a better return on investment. A.J. Brown on a game day ticket. And has A.J. been drafted? Marquise Brown went, obviously, round 1, but has A.J. Brown been drafted yet? Maybe while I've been working he has been. I don't know. Noah Fant for the F. Another Iowa tight end drafted out of round 1. And Keelan Doss, the D. We're getting there. We're almost done with this. Well, Gina, I think that actually Odell Beckham will probably be fine with Baker Mayfield. I think the reason he had a problem with Eli is, I mean, well, let's face it, Eli is kind of aging, right? And the guy's not exactly the dynamic playmaker that Baker Mayfield is. And I think Odell Beckham was just getting frustrated, like, you know, the guy can't do the things he needs to be doing, basically. Travis Homer for the H. And you're not going to find that with Baker. I mean, Baker is young and he is a dynamic playmaker, and Eli's older and nearing the end of his career, and it just doesn't fit with Odell's playing style. So I think Odell Beckham Jr. and Baker Mayfield will probably pair up pretty well together. So he just needed a change of scenery, I believe. Jalen Hurd for the H. Plus, Odell's not going to be like the only star on the team. I mean, not that he was the only star on the team at the Giants either. I mean, obviously you've got Saquon and others as well, but he's not, star is not the right word, the personality. He's not necessarily going to be the biggest personality on the Browns either. You got other big personality guys on the same team, and they probably, not only do they play off of each other, they probably also somewhat keep each other in check as a result. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got a whole big stack of cards over here, and they're either going to look like this or they'll look like this. But in either case, they've got two different players on the same card. So rather than try to deal with all of those individually, here's what we'll do. I'm going to go to random.org. I'm going to type in left side and right side. And then I will do random 3 different times. The first 2 will not count. It'll only be the third and final random that will make the choice for us. And then that whole stack will then be sorted that same way, either to the player on the left-hand side of the card or to the player on the right-hand side of the card, just depending on how random feels tonight. So once again, don't pay any attention to the first one. The second one here doesn't count either. Our third one does, though. And there is our third and final, our date and time stamp. It comes up, I typed in the word side instead of right. Hilarious. Well, at least I typed in left, so we know that side actually represented right. So the right side of the card is where we're going to go. So, like for instance, on this card, it would go to Hakeem Butler, which is the B, or here in this one, Dan Marino, the M. We're not going to look through that whole stack. We made that mistake in the first case, and it took like 5 minutes. So we're not going to do that, but just understand that every card that's in there, it's going to go to the player on the right-hand side of the card. Okay, now let's recap. This is numbered to 99 with a Baker Mayfield bowl ticket. This is to 99. Antonio Callaway for the C's. This game day here is numbered to 10 for Harmon. A season ticket cracked ice to 23 for Mixon. A game day ticket 1 of 1 for Jacobs. A season ticket Mojo, I believe that is, to 10. Kerryon Johnson for the Jays. Trayvon Williams to 15 game day ticket. And a bowl ticket to 99 for Odell Beckham Jr. Now, on to our hits. So that is Homer, followed by Doss, Fant, Brown, Ximenes, but starts with an X, Morgan, Oh boy. Orwa. It starts with an O. Orwari. Wilson W. That is Weber W. This one's numbered to 5. It is H for Hill. There's that nice looking Jones again to 15. A 1-of-1 printing plate for Adams. Yasin, that is hyphenated, goes to the Y. Pollard for the P. Doss again. Madison. Williams. Singletary to 99. A cracked ice Rashawn Gary for the G's. Preston Williams W. James Williams W. That is Ollison for the O. Renfro R. Armstead A to 99. Burns. Hardman H, of course. Brissett. Anderson. McLaren. Scarlett. Then, number to 23, we have a cracked ice school colors here for Drew Lock in the L. Myers to 99 for White. Hawkinson, Anderson, Scott, Singletary, and McLaren. Hurd for the H. Murphy. Rapp. Hart. Patrick. My man Benny Snell Jr. Cracked ice to 23 for the S. Wesley. A cracked ice Jalen Smith for the S. A cracked ice Trace McSorley for the M. Numbered to 18, a little throwback Terry Baker for the B's. Moreau, Hall, Lodge, Dixon. To 99, Abraham, Raymond. To 25, Dwayne Haskins, another nice hit out of this case. Isabella, Sample, Sills, Dortch. I don't know. Kyler Murray for the M. Number to 15. Oh, it's Deontay Thompson. Isn't that who you just said that the Steelers drafted? No, that can't be right because he played for Alabama. You must have said a different Deontay, not this guy, because that guy played for Alabama. Gardner Johnson for the G. Slayton Higdon. A cracked ice Nick Mullins for the M's. I think that's a pretty cool little hit. Josh Oliver for the O. Trayvon Williams to 25. Damian Harris to 25. To 10, Antoine Wesley. To 15, Brett Ripon. Tillery. Gentry. And last but not least is a cracked ice David Long Jr. to 23. All right, that's the break. That's the case. That's the whole shebang for tonight. For anybody who might have missed it, let's put up information again about when you can expect this to ship. We'll also take a look at what's going to be breaking in the days ahead. So NT and Contenders both expected to be on the way to you approximately Tuesday. As always, if I can get something out faster than Tuesday, I absolutely will do so. And if something unexpected happens, it could possibly slide a day later to Wednesday. But right now, Tuesday is my best guess. If you got skunked and you did not pull anything, not one single card of any sort, because these are both paid shipping breaks, your consolation cards will go ahead and ship out to you when the rest of the break goes. So that, I guess, is all you need to know about that page. And this is what we're breaking in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys 2019 version. We will also break a half case of Gypsy Queen baseball. It's the back half of a case. Sunday, we're going to start early, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We'll open a 20-box case of honors and a 6-box case of Bowman baseball. On Monday, we're going to open Hit Parade Triple Play baseball, 3 autographed memorabilia items in there, another 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats, and another case of National Treasures basketball. Tuesday, we'll open a half case of Flawless football and a 12-box case of Contenders draft picks, which will now, from Tuesday going forward, be sorted by teams. And in addition to being sorted by teams, our undrafted free agents will have a separate bidding spot. On Wednesday, we're going to start it really early, 8:45 Eastern, 5:45 Pacific, because we're going to stupidly break an entire half case of Score at once. It's going to take a really long time, too. And in that one, veteran base cards do not ship to the teams. They have their own bidding spot. Veteran base cards only have their own bidding spot. So I believe that has got us all wrapped up here for tonight. Philip, you are quite welcome for the Jones. I am glad that we hit that for you. Patriots drafted Damian Harris. Didn't see that coming, but all right, that's good. And Nelson, you ended up with 45 autographs. Well, that's a nice haul, my friend. That's a nice haul. All right. Everyone, have a great night. Thanks for spending part of your Friday night with me. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. So if I don't see you then, I hope I do see you again sometime soon. And meanwhile, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye now.